Alright, what's up guys? And so yes, we have changed the talent tree just a little bit, but like I promised, all of our core abilities have stayed the same. More on this later because I want to get straight into our new video and start our new series off, how to beat every single PvP build in New World, starting with the Ice Gauntlet. Okay, so when you see him casting light attacks, try to strafe out of the way, while using dodge for their heavy attacks until we're close enough to use charge. Once we're on top of them, I usually dodge forward and throw out a light attack or gravity well. As soon as I do, I retreat backwards and take out my sword and shield to get ready for the ice wall and ice storm. You always want to play around this. If you get caught in it, get out ASAP and try to block as much damage with your shield as possible. From here we can continue our pressure with our light attacks and remember to dodge forward after them between 1 or 2 attacks. Okay, so the same thing again. We close the distance with charge, and as soon as the ice gauntlet comes out, we switch to our sword and shield, while we're waiting for them to throw ice wall down or ice storm. Once they do, we continue to play patiently with our block up and avoiding the storm. After they played ice storm and ice wall, this is a good time to throw on your defiance stance or drink a potion. I would be careful when applying pressure to these ice tombs since they do damage when they explode, but try your best to break them if possible. But again, he used ice wall, so I put up my sword and shield, and since I get trapped in the storm, I run out as soon as I can. When they use their charge, you can dodge it, but don't block it unless you have your sword and shield out. Okay, here we got a rapier and ice gauntlet build, and a quick tip for the rapier, try to bait out the parry. I usually go for 1 light attack into a charged up heavy, and the heavy lingers long enough for the parry to actually start and then end if you time it correctly. It's a risky read, but it's actually not too hard to hit if you know the parry's coming. But again, switching to the sword and shield as soon as I see the ice gauntlet out. And now we're just going to creep towards them and keep a lookout on the cooldown for charge. What's really cool about this build is we can almost go immediately from blocking with our sword and shield straight into a charge. Okay, so you know the drill by now. We're strafing towards them while dodging the heavies until charge. From there we dodge towards her while applying pressure with our light attacks and gravity well. And the ice tombs are a good chance for you to apply a free defiance stance. Notice how we block the incoming light attacks with our shield and to close the distance with shield rush. But again, get the fuck out of the storms as soon as possible, and here's another look on how we block with our shield into charge. Okay, now in the background, I'm just going to show you guys how easy it is to beat the average mage while we briefly go over what we learn. So number 1, when closing the distance, use charge if you have to. Once you're in range, dodge towards them while applying your pressure. Number 2, when they take out the ice gauntlet, take out your sword and shield and play around their storm and ice wall. If they start with ice gauntlet, first off, they're doing something wrong. But we just apply pressure with our great axe as normal and switch to the sword and shield once we see the ice wall or ice storm. Okay, we're starting out a little closer on this one, and notice how I'm making him miss and dodging out of his abilities while still closing the distance. We couldn't land a clean hit, so I went straight for the gravity well this time. Again, I see the ice gauntlet out, and I almost get stuck in the middle, so I slowly work my way out with my block up. Here's that charge tech. And I don't know what happens here. I think his abilities are on cooldown, and he can't dodge because he would lose all of his stamina, so checkmate, I guess.